Hi everyone, so in today's video I'm going to show you how I have drawn this particular door in flowers and how I have beautified this using different sketching process. So let's learn. So let's create a basic frame. So I want to create a door, so you can choose any design, any size, any shape, but mine is very simple. So you need to create a rectangle, something like this, and I'm doing it with free hand. You can use measurement scales and all to do these things precisely, and then divide this rectangle into 4 equal quarters. So you can get something like this, 4 boxes in a rectangular shape, and then inside these rectangular box you need to create one more box having little negative space in between. So you need to repeat this for all the 4 boxes that you have. Now you can see mine is not very precise, but I'm okay with it because the basic agenda for this particular video is to learn different techniques of sketching. So we are not focusing on the precision of this particular structure. So something like this, I have created one knob in the middle, and you can keep it like this also, or you can create a frame. So create diagonal lines like this to create the door frame, and then connect all the lines together to create something like this. Now this one is the simple door. What you can do next is you can add more design and pattern into it if needed, or else you can keep this much only. I wanted to make one more structure about to it, little circular. So something like this, I'm creating a dome kind of pattern, and we are seeing this structure from the side. So one side is actually a little broader as compared to the another, and to get little bit of 3D effect. Now you can create a tree full of flowers. So for the tree I'm not doing anything fancy, just creating multiple branches here and there. And then for the flowers I'm creating round structure, little smaller, little bigger in a group. You can definitely choose very complex structure and pattern, but I want to keep this particular video very simple. Even if you are a beginner, you can do all these things easily. That's my motive, so I'm keeping things simple. So something like this you can create for the flowers, and we are done with the basic structure. This is the basic structure. We are done with the basic structure. Now you can trace everything with the help of pen. I'm using size 08 mm needle pen to create the basic structure, and you can use normal ball pen also to do these things. It's not necessary to use needle pen or any other fancy pen. So trace everything quickly. Take all your time to do these things. I'm showing you in a speed way so that we can save a little bit of our time. And you can start with the flowers first, especially which one is overlapped with the door, because we can avoid the door lines, because the flowers are about to that. So we don't want to create any door about to the flower. So you can always start with the flower first, and then you can trace the door part. And basically all the sketching method which I'm going to show you today, those are applicable for any kind of drawing. So it's not necessary to draw this. You can create a flower, you can create a leaf, or you can create any landscape also to understand the basic concepts of sketching. So we are done with the drawing part. We are done with the basic frame for the tree and for the door. So that's all we needed for now. Now let's learn the sketching methods. So first method is hatching. So I'm creating a couple of rectangle shape like this to understand what hatching is all about. So hatching means creating parallel line side by side. So you can create these lines in any direction. So something like this you can create, and distance between these lines are also important. So keeping it at distance, you will get something like this. Now you can do it diagonally as well. Again I'm keeping the lines at distance, so you can see a kind of shading you are getting and kind of pattern and structure you are getting. So what kind of pattern, what kind of structure you need for a particular structure, you can decide what kind of hatching method you want to use. Now you can create closer lines as well. So the closer the lines are, the greater shade you will get. Same thing for other kind of lines as well. So I'm creating more lines very close to each other, and you can see the darker shade I'm getting, right? So at one side I'm getting darker shade, at one side I'm getting lighter shade. So whether you want to get darker shade or lighter shade, based on that you can do the hatching part. Now I'm creating more and more lines to get more darker shade. So it is almost like a solid pattern you are creating, but having little bit of a structure in it. So you can see 3 different kind of shade: darker, little less darker, and white, lighter. So this is all about hatching. Now I want to do this hatching in this particular frame. So I want to do it a little bit in a diagonal pattern. So I'm doing it, and I'm keeping the lines not very far, not too close, but a little bit at distance, and something like this you can do. Now take all your time to do these things. Do not do these things in hurry, and make sure the distance between these lines are common throughout. If you're not able to do it, do not worry, but try to keep the lines at equal distance. Now we are done with the hatching part for the frame area. Now I'm doing a little bit of hatching in the door itself. So you can see the length of the line is not same throughout. I'm keeping the line bigger, smaller, so combination of these, and I'm also keeping negative spaces in between, and I have done it with very soft hand. So what is the difference? So let's understand. So creating a line, it gives you something like this, but doing it softly from one direction to another, I'm moving my pen in one direction only with very soft hand, and keeping the lines little smaller, little bigger to create a pattern. So this one is also hatching, but very different from this one. As you can see, this one is very lighter in shade. So a little bit of texture you can add in the door pattern and in this particular area as well. Now you can use this hatching mechanism to create background as well. So I'm creating background, I'm keeping the line at distance, and my lines are also a little bit diagonal, not very straight, and I'm doing it throughout. Try to keep the distance similar from each other, and these are very far, so we are getting little lighter shade at the background, as you can see. And this is the importance of distance in the line. Now let's learn what is cross hatching. So again, I'm creating couple of rectangle to understand what is cross hatching. Now you have understood what is hatching, right? So first do the hatching part for all the 4 boxes. Again, you can do it in a different pattern. You can keep the distance closer, or else you can keep it at distance. So different kind of hatching you can do first, and then we are going to learn what is cross hatching. So cross hatching means creating cross line against the hatching line that we have created. Now these cross line you can create in any pattern. So again, the rules are similar. The closer the line, the greater shade you will get, the darker shade you will get. So more closure line, more darker shade. But this time we are doing cross hatching, means we have already created some line and then we are crossing those lines, having different pattern of lines into it. Now this is about cross hatching. It's simple. You can do the cross hatching in different angle and pattern like this to create a background. So how we can utilize these cross hatching into our drawing? So I want to do some cross hatching throughout the frame. So again, I'm doing some cross hatching throughout the frame, keeping the distance common, not very far, not too close, to get a pattern like this. So I'm getting little bit of texture as you can see, and I'm also getting darker shade. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing for the background as well. But in the background, the distance are bigger in between lines, and you can see the difference easily. The background are lighter and the frame is darker because of distance in the line. So you can create a lighter background and you can create a darker frame, or you can do it as per your need, and you can refer to a reference photo or something to understand in which area you need darker shade and in which area you need lighter shade. So this is about cross hatching. Now let's learn the random pattern. So I'm creating some random pattern like this throughout the box, just moving my pen randomly to create a random pattern like this. And then the rule is simple and same. If you want darker shade, you need to do it again and again in the similar area. So you can see I am getting 3 different shades: darker, lighter and lighter. So same thing you can utilize to create a leaf pattern. So whenever I try to create a tree having multiple leaves into it, I prefer to use this kind of sketching process to make my life easier and to expedite the process as well, because it's simple, you just need to move your pen in a random direction to create something like this. You can keep the things lighter, you can keep the things darker as per your choice, and we are going to repeat this throughout the tree to create leaf area. But I'm showing these things in little bit speed way so that we can save our time. So do not match my speed, do it slowly, gradually, take all your time to do these things. So we have done something like this. Let me create one more smaller branch here in the opposite direction, and we are done with the tree part as well. Now let's learn one more thing, which is known as stippling. So stippling means creating dots. So the density of dots are greater, the greater shade you will get. If the density of dots are lesser, you will get lighter shade, same as other sketching process. So I'm keeping the darker shade at one side, lighter shade at another side, keeping only dots. So you can definitely utilize this particular technique in your drawing. Many artists do only stippling to create the whole structure. I think it's amazing, but it is very hectic and time consuming process. So I wanted to show you, so I have utilized this particular technique in the door itself. So I'm adding dots to get little different kind of texture into my door area. So I'm adding dots little bit at distance. The density of dots are not too much, but I think you have understood what is stippling is all about. So we are done with the stippling part. Now I'm creating couple of more lines. This is also known as cross hatching because we are crossing the line, and I'm creating straight lines to create background, and same thing you can repeat throughout the background. Now what is contouring? So contouring means going with the object shape. So assuming we have a circular shape and we are doing hatching and cross hatching, creating lines, so we are getting something like this. But when you contour it, when you go as per the object shape, you will get different kind of shading altogether. So contouring is also important to make your structure more visible. So I did contouring in this particular circular shape, and as you can see, it is better than hatching. So when your object shapes are different, you can do contouring as well, like going with the object flow rather than creating straight lines. So for example, this one is the leaf shape, so I have gone with the leaf direction itself, and you can do the same thing for cross contouring as well. So contouring and cross contouring is similar to hatching and cross hatching. The only difference is in the contouring you are going with the object shape itself. So I think you have understood the concepts now. What is hatching, what is cross hatching, what is stippling, and creating random patterns. So this is all about sketching methods. We have learned hatching, we have learned cross hatching, we have learned contouring, we have learned cross contouring, stippling and random pattern. So we are done with the drawing part. Now last thing what I prefer to do is doing some watercoloring into my drawing. This process is known as line and wash technique, wherein you have created everything with the pen and then you utilize watercolor to paint the structure, and it is easier, very easy process if you want to do some coloring into your drawing. So I'm just randomly putting some color into my flower area and leaf area, obviously green color for the leaf area, and I have used purple color for the flowers. And I'm not even thinking about this structure because we have already defined our structure. We have already defined the darker shade and the lighter shade with the help of pen itself, so you don't need to worry about those things. You just simply put some color into your drawing and you will get different kind of effect altogether. And I think this one is the easiest way to paint your structure. And I'm using turquoise blue for the door area. Now because of pattern that we have created in the door, you don't need to do anything else. You are getting all kind of a structure and pattern itself because you have already defined everything with the help of pen. And I think it's a very easy way to define these kind of detailing into your drawing. Now you can use different color for the frame. I'm using brownish greenish kind of color for the frame area. I have used blue color for the door, purple color for the flowers, green color for the leaves. So something like this you can do at the end to add some extra effect. And we are done with today's video. Hope you have liked it, and thank you so much for always watching my videos and supporting my videos. Let me know if you guys have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.